Hello Sagittarius, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Sagittarius. Let's get into your love reading. We're going to go ahead and see what this person wants to tell you. Okay, what is it that they want you to know? All right, keep in mind this is timeless. Please take it with a grain of salt. You're going to know if this message here resonates for you. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and see what they want to tell you, then we'll clarify the cards. All right. So let's begin. Let's see. Okay, I am getting a heaviness. So I really tried to do your message a couple of times. There could be a blocked feeling. So I don't know if like you blocked somebody out. So let's just see what's going on. But this is a no contact situation. So let's see. What does this person want you to know? What do they wish they could tell you? Okay. What does this person wish that they could tell you? Let's get one more, please. Thank you. Okay. All right, so this person, okay, it says mistakes. I wish I could right my wrongs. This person here, they're feeling very guilty for this person. They definitely held back their feelings. They wish that they expressed themselves better, okay? I feel like within this connection, they allowed their ego and their pride to get in the way. There was something to do with communication. You felt like this person never really heard you. They never tried to understand you. This person could have been very selfish. When you were expressing your feelings to them, okay, this person was not able to take accountability. They found it very difficult. They felt very shameful as well, and they didn't know how to deal with it. I feel like this is somebody that is immature, okay, and this person is realizing that they made a lot of mistakes and that they wish they could take things back. Okay. It says I want you to be a part of my future with commitment. I feel like this person, they know that they weren't fully committed to you. And you know that too. The way they treated you, yeah, 10 of Swords. The way they treated you, they were extremely disrespectful. They could have been abusive in some way. Okay. Yeah, you completely detached from this situation. I feel like with the 10 of Swords and Justice, you may have said something, you've done something. Because I feel like within this connection, within this situation, the scales were very off balance. I feel like you were pouring into this person more than they were, okay? Yeah, this person played a lot of games. They lied. They kept a lot of secrets from you. All right. Whatever it is that they did in this connection, you're having a difficult time forgiving them, or whatever. You may forgive them, or like you moved on, but in some way it's like the memory of them is, that's all you remember is the bad moments. All you remember, okay? So there's something to do with the scales being very unbalanced. Let's go ahead and let's see this mistakes. I wish I could right my wrongs. I wish I could right my wrongs. Tell us about this here for Sagittarius. Ten of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Okay. So I'm getting that you could have been married to this person. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like this person liked to get a lot of attention. Yeah, King of Wands. This is somebody that liked to get a lot of attention. You were coming up as a Queen of Pentacles. They were coming up as a King of Wands, okay? You were loyal to this person. You were loyal. Even when this person may have said things to you, done things to you, you tried to understand them probably more than you should have. But you gave them, you gave them a chance. You gave them a chance to right their wrongs. But this person, they were coming through as a King of Wands. All right. This person was not, they were not giving you what you truly deserve. This Queen of Pentacles is connected to this Ten of Pentacles. Okay. But this person is connected to the Six of Wands. This person loved to get attention from the opposite sex. They knew that you would always be there. You were loyal to this person even when they didn't deserve it. Because that's the kind of person you are. Okay. Let's see, commitment. So this person is realizing, or this is where they went wrong. They realized that you were really, you were loyal. You're a loyal person. You're wifey material, Queen of Pentacles. But this person is not yet in this, if you're dealing with masculine, or right, they're not where they are in their life. So while you are in this Queen of Pentacles and wifey material, they are not husband material. Okay, King of Cups and the Seven of Swords. This person lied about their feelings. Nine of Swords. The Moon and the Seven of Pentacles. This is really really deep and heavy. This person, there's something to do with this person just not being honest. What is the Seven of Swords? They were keeping their feelings on the low, or they were hiding. They were extremely manipulative. Yeah, the Magician. King of Cups, Seven of Swords, and the Magician. This is somebody who's emotionally manipulative. They would hurt you. I'm getting they would hurt you. They would put you in your head, and they would do it purposely. They would play with your emotions. I'm getting it's like they would hurt you, and then they would console you. They would hurt you. They knew that they did it on purpose, but yet they would console you at the same time. Okay, this love was toxic with the Devil. This person played a lot of mind games. And you know, I just keep getting like justice because, you know, I feel like however this person treated you, you ended up getting your justice back, right? Yeah, like look, 5 of Cups, Queen of Cups. This person is in heavy regret. Let's see, commitment. I want you to be a part of my future. But I feel like this is more like they did not, they were non-committal. 3 of Cups. They were non-committal. And that's where they know that they messed up. But how could you know, okay. Let's see, 2 of Pentacles. I don't know. I feel like this person knew what they were doing. 3 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. They were very like uncertain, unstable. This person wanted to explore their options. Okay. Yeah, 2 of Wands and the Hierophant. This person was very, yeah, like they felt like they weren't ready or they weren't sure if this is what they wanted. Why the Strength card? They weren't sure how they were feeling. 5 of Cups. They weren't sure how they were feeling. They weren't sure if they had these deep feelings that they, you know, loved you. I feel like this person definitely cared about you, or they care about you, you know, but there's almost like this energy of, is this somebody that I see myself with in the future? Do I see my life with this person? This person didn't know. Okay, they were moving slowly. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Wands. They were still very non-committal. I feel like this person still wanted to explore their options. Okay, and they feel guilty because they know that, let's see, guilty. I feel pain from the damage I have caused. I feel guilty for, you know, treating you like you were insignificant, or treating you like you didn't matter, that you didn't have feelings. This person made your heart cold. 9 of Wands, Queen of Swords. You see, like 7 of Pentacles. Look, it's coming back around. 6 of Swords, like you moved. Okay, with the 7 of Pentacles, like just the way that he's holding her in her arm. But this kind of looks sad. Like, I don't know. It looks a bit sad here with the 9 of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Like this person, you definitely didn't feel safe with them. Okay? This person made your heart cold. You turned cold with this person. You went from loving them wholeheartedly to feeling nothing at all. To feeling like they never existed. Let's see, guilty. And that's the pain that they felt. Ace of Swords. That is the fucking truth. That's the truth. 5 of Wands. Okay, 8 of Cups. They are feeling, I'm getting hot and bothered because you detached. This Queen of Cups. Very loving, very nurturing, caring. Okay, but this person, they didn't know how to show up the same way for you. Because this person was coming through as a King of Wands. Knight of Pentacles, like very slow, indecisive. Let's see the king of the guilty. Yeah, the devil. They were coming through as the devil and the 7 of Swords. They know that they lied. They know that what they were doing. They know what they were doing, you know, and I know for some, you guys, you know, you're like, this person doesn't feel anything at all. This person, I know what some of you guys are going to say. You're going to say like, no, this person doesn't feel bad. This person, for some, they don't. If like, they're really like, like a sociopath, that they probably don't feel anything, okay? But I do feel like on some level, this person definitely does feel something. They do feel that pain, you know? But it's really because you cut them off cold. Because you gave them a piece of their own medicine. And they couldn't deal with that. Like, that's that justice that I'm getting. 10 of Swords. You gave them a piece of their own medicine. And you gave it raw. And you dished it colder. Yeah, fucking A. You dished it colder. You know? You went from loving them to caring about them. I'm telling you, Queen of Cups, Two of Cups. Right? To, were we even together? Did that even happen? Right? To, I don't even know who you are. Right? Because you don't really know who they were. Yeah, Five of Swords. Because this person wasn't being real. This person wasn't being authentic. So, you know, that's what you're realizing. You're like, it wasn't even anything because this person wasn't even showing up authentic. This person wasn't even showing up, you know, all in. This person was half in. Their foot was barely inside, right? Or it was enough to keep you along. It was enough for you to be around. The Devil and the Seven of Swords. This person played a lot of games. And again, I do feel like they're feeling guilty. They're feeling embarrassed and ashamed because, let's see. Well, because you definitely came through as the Queen of Swords. Yeah, like you see Hermit. Like you went cold on them. Like, did that even happen? Were you guys even together, right? Like, yeah. You guys laid your burdens to rest. You surrendered. You let it go. You completely... Nine of Pentacles, Empress. It's like I'm seeing like you pouring into yourself. Let's see, holding back. I should have expressed myself better. Right? What is this? King of Cups. Look at that. This person, you see what I mean? Look, something to do with the past. They're feeling very nostalgic. They're reminiscing, right? King of Cups. I should have expressed myself better. I should have been there for you emotionally. Three of Swords, but I wasn't. I betrayed you. I broke your heart. I wasn't loyal, right? You know, betrayal is not just, okay, being with somebody else, sleeping with somebody else. Betrayal is also lying about it, not being there, not showing up when you needed them. That's betrayal. It's not just, oh, you slept with somebody else or you messaged, right? I mean, those things, that could have happened, but it could have been where it's like you needed this person. You wanted their love and their affection like a normal partner would do, right? But this person was not. This person was cold. They were empty. So why, you know, like... They were cold and empty. You see what I mean? Like, look how sad. They're just lying in bed. But it's like... This person was cold. They regret holding, like... And you, yeah, Queen of Swords. And your heart is cold. I should have expressed myself better. Let's see. Four of Swords. Holding back. King of Cups. Three of Swords. Queen of Cups. Yeah, look at that. Look at this. King and Queen of Cups with a Three of Swords. They put something else. They drew, you know, like the King and Queen of Cups is a match. Okay? You could be dealing with a Leo, a Capricorn, yeah, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Cancer, Capricorn, okay? Those are the signs I'm picking up on, and Taurus. But this is a match, King and Queen of Cups. This is, you know, emotionally connected. But they dragged something in between you two. They betrayed this. They did this. And, you know, let's see, ego. I let my pride get in the way of our connection. Seven of Pentacles again. Something to do with the, like, how they invested in it, what they put in. The Magician, you know, they put nothing in. The Page of Pentacles. They didn't invest in nothing. They barely put anything in. Right? And you walked away. Eight of Cups. You detached. Five of Wands. Yeah. Why the Five of Wands? They could have put you in competition. Right? They could have put you in competition. They created a lot of conflict. They created, their ego was so big. The Tower, that it literally created a tower. Their ego was so big, right? And that this is chaos. It's like you guys didn't even need to fight. The fights were, the reason they turned into fights is like they weren't fights over what you guys were fighting about. The issue was deeper, right? Like it was deeper than what you guys were actually talking about. There was something that you felt that you were lacking because you knew that this person wasn't fully in it. And instead of being honest, this person was like leading you on. And that is the betrayal. They were lying to themselves, right? They weren't being honest. They weren't being truthful. That's why you were reacting the way you were reacting. And you had every right to react the way you were reacting. This person knew what they were doing. Yeah, Six of Swords. And you moved away from that. Queen of Swords, Six of Swords. They pushed you away. They pushed you away. That's what it is. They pushed you away. They, yeah. And for some, like you did go away, you know, like you went, well, look, King of Swords and the Sun. How is this person like, you know, I don't know. This is like, for me, like, this is like next level. You went cold, you went ice, and you had to forgive yourself. You had to, but again, I really feel like with justice, you took back your power by doing that. I really feel like this person has been lying to themselves. Yeah, I do feel like the guilt is eating them up, but they don't know how to actually deal with it. Let's see. Tell me more about this guilty. Seven of Swords. They feel guilty for lying. Look, it came out twice, the Seven of Swords. They know they lied. Right? They know they lied. So I don't know why you feel guilty. It's what they wanted to do, right? Like, that doesn't... And I feel like it's because you handed it back to them. You held up a mirror to them. Look, you see this person hiding? You held up a mirror to them. This person was not able to look in the mirror. Okay, the Emperor. They wanted to have power. They wanted to have control. They wanted to take some kind of power. But I feel like that was the regret. They regret doing that. They wanted to have some kind of why. Let's see. This Emperor. They wanted to have some kind of power over you. Yeah, look. King of Wands and the Five of Swords. They know like the way they acted. King of Wands, Five of Swords. Being a liar. Acting like a player. Treating you like shit. Let me just say it like that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because it is what it is. Right? They know that it was the reason it was ended. The reason it ended. The reason you were acting the way that you were acting. They know that. And I do feel like deep down, it's still like there, you know, like that feeling. Ten of Wands. It's weighing heavy on them. Ten of Swords, yeah. It's weighing heavy on them. It's like you can't go back from that. Right? Look, the Ace of Swords, and they know that they really messed up a good thing. They know that they messed up a good thing. Yeah, I'm getting the song by Beyonce. Best thing I've never had or something? Yeah. Okay. So like the way they treated you was, yeah, they left you out in the cold. They abandoned you. They really made you feel like you were nothing. Like, yeah, and you like iced them out. Okay. It's almost like this person, they didn't know how to handle you. You were coming up as the Empress, the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. They didn't know how to handle you. Or they made it seem like they were coming through as an emperor, but they weren't. Yeah, the Devil. It's hard for me to face my pain, so I indulge in short-term pleasures or substances. I know it's not good for me, but I can't stop. This person can't deal with the guilt. They can't deal with the shame. So they either substance, whatever it is that they're doing, whoever it is that they're doing, right? Who gives a shit? Like, right? But it's like they know that that feeling that they did to you, that's not going to go away. Whenever they think about you, it'll never go away. It'll never go away. They'll, you know, suppress it, or like, like again, they'll indulge, they'll numb, they'll find something else to fill that. But they'll never heal fully, or they need to heal that, but they can't face themselves. So right now, they're not facing themselves. They are coping. Yeah, they're coping. Because when they think of you, they don't even want to like think about it. Because when they do, it brings them that pain in their heart. Yeah. Because you were coming through as this Empress because you wanted to love them. You cared about them. Seven of Swords. I was so deprived of feminine touch in my life. This person has like mother wounds. They never felt safe or nurtured. I'm no longer afraid of this and I'm ready to embrace it. Okay? This person had a really hard time showing up in love, with love. I have a habit of lying and deceiving, wearing a mask. It's hard for me to believe that someone would like me for who I really am. If anything, this person is not even giving themselves a chance. What else? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm starting to see that my actions have consequences and I'm giving up blaming others. I surrender the will of God and let it be. You know, so like I feel like with this Wheel of Fortune, they're getting karma in some way. And I feel like the karma, you know, it could also be when they think of you, that feeling they get, that's their karma. Because when they're reminded of you, Queen of Swords, when they're reminded of you, when they see you, I started appreciating how fair you have been all this time and not accepting my bad behavior despite of your warm nature. You know, so, you know, regardless of whatever you guys went through, you were trying to be there for them, right? But you were also not taking their shit. You weren't passive either. You were calling them out. But, right? When really you should have left. But you didn't. Yeah. And I feel like I'm kind of getting this energy where it's like, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to do that again. Okay, the Tower. I kept delaying leaving my comfort zone of bad habits. But now all has fallen apart and I'm forced to face my pain in a rough way. Yeah. Again, like the Devil in the Tower. And I just keep seeing this. Like, Ten of Swords. I was betrayed so many times in the past that I preferred to end things before they even start to avoid that type of pain again. But yet they still hurt themselves. Right? This person has a lot of like, I feel like maybe you too as well. Like you had some kind of, yeah, like you're showing up, Queen of Cups. I'm amazed of how well you understand my feelings without me saying a thing. Your heart is so warm that it melted mine. So I feel like the karma that they're feeling is when they think of you, it brings them great pain, knowing that, you know, how they treated you when they really think about it. For some, you know, like if, I mean, listen, if you were all obviously like, don't write in the comments, okay, like that they were a narcissist, they don't give a shit. Yeah, I mean, most of them, they didn't really give a shit. But I'm talking to somebody who had like at least a little heartbeat, you know? Like a little bit of a bump, like something, you know what I mean? This person wasn't completely, I mean, yeah, this person definitely wasn't stable. They weren't healed. They didn't love themselves. This is a very insecure person. And because they were insecure, they were very abusive because they knew that you were too good for them. And they were trying to bring you, like, it's some fucking, you know, like, who gives a shit? Let's see. Yeah, toxic. This is no good for you. Their beliefs were toxic. This connection was toxic, right? You also played a role in that too, but you didn't want it to be toxic. You didn't want it to be unhealthy. You were trying to have grown-up ass conversations, but this person wasn't able to meet you because they had codependency issues. They weren't able to face themselves. They were shameful when you did express something to them. Okay, this person, they weren't there yet. They weren't at that level. You know, and I feel like instead of, again, like just being honest about, you know, like, I don't think I'm really ready for this, they kept you there. Like as if you were just going to take the punches. As if you were going to be their punching bag. As if you were going to be the one that's on the back burner. Like, okay, spiritual protection. Your guides are protecting you. Yeah. I feel this person's sadness. This person is really sad. But really, they have themselves to blame. Because the kind of love that you are, aware, stop sweeping it under the rug with lessons. Yeah, I feel like you swept it under the rug in the past. Okay? And now I feel like you're learning to let go of the old and the outdated. You know that this person, it's almost like they were a lesson. This is, you know, they couldn't be honest. Yeah. Ooh, I'm getting so many songs. What hurts the most is being so close and having so much to say. Watching you walk away. Yeah. Never knowing. That was a good song. What could have been. Not seeing that love in you was what I was trying to do. Yeah, my voice is fucking amazing. You were trying to love this person. And they'll never get it again. Ever. Clear mind, clear heart. Insight, clarity, truth. You know, so, yeah, deuces. This is you. I'm at peace, you know. This energy is really heavy. Yeah, no contact. Because whatever is going on, maybe you could feel their energy, maybe you don't, maybe you don't really care. Like, at the end of the day, you have detached, right? But when you think about it, for some, you have, like, you're okay, you know what I mean? But it's almost like this energy of, it didn't have to be that way. It could have turned out differently. It could have been different. But now you're in a place where it's like, you walked away, you're at peace. And it's interesting because I just heard a post on Instagram saying, if leaving that person brought you peace, you weren't the problem. Right? If disconnecting from this person brought you peace, like you feel better being single than being with this person. You would rather be single than be with, right? If, you know, if that's the case, then you made the right decision. You weren't the problem. And this is not to point fingers. This is not to say, okay, they're the problem. Right? But like, you're focusing on yourself. You're in alignment with whatever it is you're doing. You're working on yourself. Maybe you met somebody else. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you're going out. Maybe you don't. I don't know, you know? But regardless, it's just like, you see, we have confessing. I keep seeing coming clean. Confessing, opening up, being truthful, raw emotions. You're at peace now. It's like deep down, you know the truth. You know their feelings. You know what's going on. You could read them. Doesn't matter what is going on in their life. Self-love. You're focusing on yourself. You're taking a break from love. You're releasing the past. You're healing. You know what I mean? Like you're healing. You're moving forward. This person, they're suppressing. They're suppressing. They're coping with it in a different way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their own lessons, right? And for some, it's like you know, you could be focusing on your crafts. You could be doing something here. Maybe you do yoga. You know, maybe you recently went on vacation. Maybe you need to start pouring into yourself, or you have been pouring into yourself. Right? Because being with this person, I feel like it chipped away at your confidence. You lost a little bit of your confidence and you're taking that back. You're coming back into that. You're coming back into that because, you know, this person like projected this onto you and made you feel like you weren't good enough when really they were feeling that way. Yeah. Again, what is this? Vibes in sync, energy match, same page, flow together. Like, okay, let's see. Let's see. What goes around comes around. Oh, shit. Girl with a snake. What goes around comes around. Like, that's the justice that I was picking up. Like, you served it cold. You served it. They were not expecting that. What were they expecting? They expected you to, like, comfort them through the pain that they made. Like, they expected you to console them for the mess that they made. Like a rockabye baby or something. Right? Clarity, truth, force, honor, protection, power. Like, you have a lot of power that you did this. This person wasn't expecting it. You went like ice cold. Yeah. Not enough. Frustrated relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues. They made you feel this way, but I also feel like they felt that way too. Because you mirrored back their energy. Yeah, healing heart. Okay, they feel silly. All right. Okay. Let's get some of your guidance. Let's get some guidance here for you. Okay. So, I mean, listen, it is Mercury retrograde. So I do feel like this energy is still kind of around in some people's, you know, I could read you when I read your comments. I feel the energy. Okay. So this is kind of still in this energy, like it's still in your energy, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. For some, because like everybody is in two, I feel like I'm reading for two types of groups here, where it's like you may have recently just got out of something like this. For others, it's like you've been healing, you've been working on yourself, right? Let's see. Let's get your guidance. Let's get your guidance. Getting crumbs. Yeah, you deserve more than crumbs of affection. Wait for the one who adores you. Yeah. You were getting crumbs. Tolerating abuse. Any kind of abuse is not okay. You deserve someone who treats you well. And then this person made you feel like you were the abusive one because you were responding to their abuse. That is what we called reactive abuse. You were responding to how they were treating you. And then they made you feel like you were the abusive one. And they probably told people about it. This person is playing the victim. Everybody's, oh, poor you. I'm so sorry that you went through that. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, the things people would do just so they don't feel that shame. And you felt all the shame. You felt the shame. You felt embarrassed. You felt humiliated. And this person expected you to console them when they created it all. Yeah, playing games. You don't need to play games to keep the right one interested in you. This person even tried to play games with you. Like, again, this person is like, whew, expectations. When you expect too much, no one measures up. Ditch your list. Want what's real. I don't feel like you were expecting a lot. To be honest, I don't really feel like you were expecting enough. That's just, you know, the truth. I don't know. Okay, like this person, damn. And it's okay. I do feel like forgiveness is, I feel like, you know, Spirit has really been showing me forgiveness. Forgiveness. Because I feel like for some, you're still in this energy of anger. Okay? And for others, it's like, because I could feel the energy, right? I mean, who wouldn't be angry, honestly, especially if they're playing the victim and making it seem like you were the one that was the abusive one. Like, I just feel like somebody like that's a coward. That's it, you know? And that's, you know, what I realized is I don't need to prove myself, because the only person that knows the truth is you, that person, and God. Everybody else can mind their fucking business, right? The only person who knows the real truth is you, that person, and God. And it will all end up working out in some way, whatever that means for you. You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to God. You can't lie to the Most High. Try to save face all you want to people. Whatever makes you feel better, whatever makes you sleep at night, right? Fuck, we're still in Scorpio season. And we're going into Sagittarius. So, you know, I could feel the spice. Sagittarians are spicy. I could feel it. I could feel the attitude, you know? I could feel the attitude. That's why I feel like this energy is strong, okay? Let's see. Ooh. But yeah, the only person that really knows the truth is you, this person, and God. They could lie all they want, play the victim all they want, but it's whatever makes them feel better about themselves, you know? So, yeah, I feel like for those, like, because you could still be very angry, put your focus on yourself. And I would have to say, like, really, there's nothing that you could do. You have to give it over. But carrying that anger, it's only going to really make you bitter, right? Yeah, put your focus on yourself. You know, that's what I want to say, is put your focus on yourself. Do the things that make you feel good. Yeah, we have Mars. Let's see. Closed off. Yeah, union and self-love. Okay, I feel like this is an energy that you're coming back. Focus on desires of the heart. Integration, yin-yang energies. I feel like this is you just balancing out these two energies, okay? Because you could have been very closed off and angry. I keep seeing letting go. You know, with Pluto, this is Scorpio's planet. So this is what is really coming. I feel like there's a big cycle coming to a close, okay? Especially that we're in Mercury retrograde. This is a really good time for reflection. Reflecting, okay? Listen, I'm not really an astrologer, but this energy of like Sagittarius retrograde, I'm also getting like reflecting on there's something to do with what you've been learning, your philosophy. It could even be in relationships as well. But yeah, there's a need to reflect. Okay, and really taking care of yourself. Putting and I feel like for the majority you are. And you feel like you're in a really good place. And you're not going back. You're not going back to that version of you. You know, I feel like for some, you may have cut other people off because you're moving forward. And the more you grow and the more you evolve, some people are going to leave your life because you're disconnecting, right? You're moving forward. Okay, we have romances in the air. A younger man, you could be dealing or meeting a younger man. Teardrops, great personal sorrow. Okay. We have haystack. Karma, you will reap what you have sown. Ooh. We have throne. Position of authority. All right, let's see. Okay, October could be significant. We have wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. And door. Opportunities are waiting for you. Let's get your final message. Action. You have the courage to express the unique loving colors of your soul. Responsibility. You are aware of the power of your thoughts and the amount of love you express. Okay, we have past. Through the past of love, you release any stagnant situation or energy in order to transform your heart space. Past. With discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So yeah, this is about you setting goals, right? Setting small goals, do small things. I don't know, maybe get into cooking. I don't know, whatever it is that you like to do. You know, I'm getting it's do it the right way now. I feel like maybe in the past you may have been doing it drinking, going out with your friends, and that's not bad, but it's maybe before you were, okay, I can't stop thinking about this person, let's go for a drink, let's go smoke, let's go, you know, let's go, I don't know, go find men, let's go find women, right? And you would just suppress it maybe by getting under someone else, right? No shame, we've all been there, right? I feel like you're not anymore. I feel like you're, you know, for some, you're choosing you. You're focusing on yourself. You're doing what's right for yourself. Okay. And there could even be a little bit of fear. Oh, Jesus. There could be a little fear because of this person that you were dealing with. All right. Well, Sagittarius, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to make it through. Don't worry. I love you, Sag. I will see you next time.